All right, good morning, everyone. I haven't done a video in quite some time. I was traveling, and now I'm back. I've changed the chart because I think it's easier on the eye. I think you can all see it a bit clearer. And actually, I should have done it some time ago. The sound, let's see if that's better. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I'll have to work on that. It's a bit harder. The chart is more obvious. Anyway, gold gone up, silver gone even higher. Now, yesterday we took our first big tumble. That's following the FOMC minutes. So it looks like, and it's just all talk for me. So this is just an opportunity to add, but they're just suggesting that maybe they have an issue with how restrictive the policy is. It should maybe be higher. So, how the end of last year they were all pricing in 6 rate cuts or 3 rate cuts, just multiple rate cuts this year. In the end, well, we're only halfway through, but none have happened. Maybe one rate hike will happen, but we know what's happening at the end of the year. It's the elections. So even if they hike just 25, and it would be 25 basis points, it's nothing. It's not going to be higher than inflation. Inflation is coming back. It's going to keep accelerating. And whether they do or not, for me, look, gold's been going up, making new highs. Silver's had its breakthrough. That's with rate cuts being withdrawn. So, we're going up despite rate cuts being taken off the table. So for me, even if they hike by one, no difference. So what does that mean? It means buy the dip, right? Because gold has really made a breakout and silver has just started. So I'm looking at DXY because it's starting to come relevant again a little bit. Let's take a real quick look. We have the descending here. You can see yesterday we started to close above this descending line. So maybe we go higher. Where's the next resistance? Well, 105, which is pretty much where we are anyway. So let's see if we can close above 105. If we can, really, there's only one resistance, and that's 106.5. So let's see if we can take that out. I think we'll climb a bit, but I don't know whether we'll take it out, right? I don't need to keep making guesses. I'll let the market decide. But that's just something to be aware of. The DXY might be relevant a little bit because it's not that obvious where gold and silver will base, right? We'll come back to that when we go and see gold and silver. So also, just like the DXY, let's look at yields. Yields also, well, they're weaker. I've just added this descending line here because in case it starts to make a return, we need to see whether we can take this out. But that's pretty close to the resistance from some time ago, but like the DXY at 106.5. So the 30-year, do we climb so far? Pretty muted, right, compared to the DXY. 10-year, pretty muted compared to DXY. Let's just look at the 2-year. That's the real, like, Fed funds. That's where the Fed has to really follow. So this one's a bit stronger. So here, can we rise? And if we do, to be honest, the descending is pretty much the same as the horizontal. So 5%, that's the question. Can the 2-year close above 5%? That is the big takeaway. You can forget the 10 and the 30 for now. Just watch the 2 at 5%. That may have an effect on gold and silver. Imagine we climb up here and then we keep going, right? Because there's more Fed speakers saying the same thing, like maybe we should raise rates, or maybe that just hits gold a bit more, and maybe we can buy these miners even cheaper because long term there's no difference in my opinion. We're going higher. So the 2-year, something to take note of, and the DXY, long way to go for the DXY, but still small steps. So that's the dollar and yields. Let's look at gold and silver. So, and silver is actually more important at the moment because that really made a breakout. But gold, made a new high, not the best new high daily close. So retracement was kind of not inevitable, but not a surprise. By the way, I had drawn some 50 minutes, but I didn't get to do any. Look at this. I want to do a video and show this, but this coincided perfectly with the news. Bam, down we go. I can remove that now because it just makes the daily chart harder to read, but the other one can stay. So what happens next? Well, I don't know. We go down. There's only one level of support for me, a real level of support, and that's this one down here, right? 2280, let's call it. So we need to curl before we get there. We don't really want to go too far down. We don't really want to go to 2300, but that would be actually a more realistic support zone than the low because we made a new high here. So if it was to go all the way down, it'd probably find support 2300, nice psychological support. But there's no real support between where it is now and 2280 slash 2300. So what would I do? Well, I'd watch DXY and yields, but actually more important for me And obviously we have only one real level of resistance now, and that's up here, to be honest. What would I do? I would look at silver. Honestly, I would look at silver. It's the go-to at the moment. It's for me, it's the indicator of gold and silver, the support. So resistance was 30, right? 29.80 or something. So do we get to 30? We really could. If there's another down day, let's say, probably because DXY yields a good high. If there's another down day, let's see 30. Just as 26 was resistance here. Remember how perfect the support was? Perfect. We might have something similar here. Now, if we do go lower, if it keeps going and then it flushes 30, although it wouldn't really be a flush, I expect this area 29, right? That was more of a daily resistance. So I'd expect it to be stronger support. But yeah, 30 and 29 should be support. And just in case, you never know, there could be some stop loss freak show that takes place. This is sending support. So 1, 2, 3, for me, that's what I'd be watching more than gold. I would just keep my eye on gold at 22.80. That's the support. Let's look at miners. Miners have already hit there. Let's call it silver $30 support zone equivalent. So actually, I could add maybe. I don't like adding too many lines, but go on, I'll do that anyway. So it's actually at a bit of a buy zone now, but just because of gold and silver, the support at silver being maybe a bit lower, I didn't buy miners yesterday. I thought, okay, it's the first big drop. Maybe there's some continuation. It's following some news which only took place yesterday anyway. There could be some follow through, right? Depends what does the market do. I don't really follow the markets as much anymore, at least the effect. Nvidia had good earnings. Does that help boost the markets and therefore maybe push it up? I don't know. I didn't buy yesterday. No, actually, that's not true. I bought Metalla. That's the only one I bought, Metalla, because I wanted to buy that earlier and then it went up and it came down. I might get to that in a second. But otherwise, basically, I didn't buy anything because when I want to buy, I want to go shopping on multiple stocks. So basically, no buying yesterday. But yeah, here we go. Resistance here, GDXJ just under 45. That's where we are. We closed at low of day, but on support, a little bit of a gap fill. I just feel like there could be a bit of continuation because of silver. Right. If it goes up, great. I'm in very heavy, but I actually want to get heavier. I'm just making a strategic decision. I'm gonna go heavy in the miners and hold it long term. We did not see the top here, nowhere near. All right, SILJ, that's pretty similar. It can go a little lower. I think the support is a little lower, like just 12-ish, maybe just above 12. I don't know, 12.10, 12.20. But I feel like, yeah, you can see why it's the same sort of stuff. This high from here, this high from here. Let's see, test out my new colors. Oh, that should be yellow. Doesn't work as well. That doesn't work either. All right, I'll play around with the colors, but it was better when it was black, wasn't it? And it should be thicker. Yeah, so, these two pivot points, this one here, for me, that's why support should also be around 12, right? GDXJ was pretty similar stuff. You can see here, there it wasn't as good, but whatever here, and therefore something like this. GDX, pretty similar. Look at those lines. They're all white. That's why you can't see. But anyway, same sort of thing here, 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 and here you can see we actually went underneath. So that's where the ascending would probably come into play. Look at that. Still very steep. Imagine we keep going lower. Silver hits 29, so this keeps going down. Great support over here, God, I need to make sure all these lines are black. Great support, all here, all this congestion. So it probably won't get down to here, but how much of a drop is that? 8% is not going to happen, is it? But I'd watch silver. For some reason, I feel like silver is the one to watch to judge the miners' re-entry. But you can see we've had a decent drop, and on some of them, like GDXJ, we've already hit a bit of a support zone. So let's look at real quick at some of the miners. Real quick, Newmont, down we go. Here the lines are all nice and black. Here we've got the ascending support. So you can see where I think very strong support around here. 40, just above 40. We've had that great earnings. Also, Newmont is a hell of a buy. The dip candidate down here into the 40s. But still, it was the first big drop. So who knows? Barrick Gold, that's underperformed. This one I'll delete. Again, this one could also have some ascending support to help it, but very close by. I feel like it's just 1 or 2% for some of these seniors. Yeah, 1 or 2%, then you hit your ascending. Akiniko, the strongest of the strongest. He already touched its ascending, it closed above it. That was Akiniko is just so strong. This is probably the low. If it keeps going, there's no real support, but I'd expect strength constantly on the drop. Pan American silver. I remember looking at 17, when's it going to take that out? And here we are on a big drop of 4%, and it's at 21. For me, support is just 2050. Yeah, it hit there, bit of congestion. Otherwise, down here, just under 201950, extremely strong, but it's kind of up in the air because it's been so strong. So for me, the first support zone is 2050. SSRM, that one obviously is special chart because, Turkish mine collapse. I feel like here, 550, yeah, you see all those wicks. Otherwise, if it keeps going down, then 520-ish down here. This one's harder. I'm just going to leave the graffiti out of it for now. Let's look at Wheaton real quick. Beast, just like Nico Eagle, the ascending is probably sufficient. So far hasn't closed below the ascending. If it did, then I probably wouldn't count that one. I'd probably count this one here. You can hit resistance, 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 support. So here, this line, 54, pretty much. Franco, Nevada, I'm just going through them quickly. Too many lines. This is nullified. This one replaced with this. Yeah, that hit. Here you can see the horizontal. This, and the ascending looks good. That's Franco, Nevada. That looks a bit better now, actually. Metallic, this is the one I bought back. See, I wanted to buy it. When did I want to buy it? I think I wanted to buy it on this red candle. Didn't do it. Totally regret it. It's because it looked weak and then everything started to go, and the next day this just made up for it. I thought, damn it, it's just gone up so much. I wanted to buy it yesterday. Okay, let's leave it. We're in heavy. And then after that, just a monster move. But it was a good day for everyone. And I thought, wow, I really regret it. It's gone up huge. Then we had our first Reddit, and then yesterday I thought, okay, let's buy that because of this horizontal line. I bought it like 21 though. It wasn't the low of day at all. I bought it a bit too early. Whatever, same thing. But if we have another down day, let's say silver wants to go test 30 or 29, I think Metallo at 290 is possible, so I might buy even more there. I just want it to be worth the same as Wheaton and Franco Nevada, even though it's more of a junior royalty compared to these Wheaton and Franco Nevada. I just feel like I can have one junior worth the same for this huge long-term bull market that seems to be already long on the way. First Majestic hitting ascending. But it's not like the others. The others made new highs relative to this period here. You know, like this one is stuck down here. So I'm a bit weary of First Majestic. I feel like it should have, this should have been up here, a bit like all the others. Like if I look at EXK, look at that, way higher. So I didn't buy First Majestic. Like I said, I only bought Batala. But this one, if we have a bit of a drop, I think it could actually go down here. So this one I'm a bit weary about. It's a perfect squeeze candidate, but at the moment, relatively weak compared to the others. I think you must agree. But I love it. I mean, I've been following it for years. Fortuna, on the other hand, look at that monster move up. Where's your next? Wow, my white lines are terrible. Where's my next support? Okay, watch this little trick. I realize everything goes black. Here, 550. Why do I say that? Because of this here. Yeah, I would say so. 550. Because but look at that, we just beasted up that day. 550, otherwise 5. Very, very strong. I would just watch silver for this one. I would just watch silver. Okay, so that's Fortuna. Next one, this is such a strong one. Carl Darlene, which is usually my absolute favorite. That one, Fortuna's actually outperformed. Look at that resistance at $6. You can see why it was support here. Bam, bam, bam. I don't even think I sold this. I actually regret not selling, because usually I trim on the way up, and I don't think I did. I was, like I said, traveling, and I just thought leave it. But I should have trimmed this one. This is a very obvious one. Down we go. We're actually at a bit of a support right now. If it keeps going lower, I would probably, I don't think I would buy in unless it goes down to 5, actually. Yeah, 5. Look at this support down here in the ascending. bullish continuation back up probably. EXK, that one's done really well too. That's really continued. I thought this was it. Okay, time to relax, but just kept on going. This one also, look at this, $4, especially here 388. I think I trimmed a little bit 387. I had that selling ages ago. Very strong. Where do you buy back? Where do you buy this one back? You don't wait for it to go to $3. It's not going to get there. I have no idea actually. This one, I don't want to make an ascending here. That's way too strong. Maybe a gap fill here at 350, maybe, but I wouldn't buy it back because it's just gone vertical. I can't buy something so strong. I'd have to see it down. Yeah, $3. I'd buy something else instead. I would leave this one, even if it does a gap fill at 350. That's just me. If it keeps going down $3, then you have my attention. Psychological support, horizontal, ascending, come down a lot, then I'd buy back. Mag silver. Oh, I should have sold that, shouldn't I? I should stop going on holiday. Look at this, 1440. It didn't touch it. 1429 would have been a decent sell. I probably would have missed my sell actually. Back down it goes. Here's a bit of support. 1330. This doesn't count. If we keep going down, then maybe some local ascending support. But this is not my favorite stock at all. I wouldn't buy it back. I actually bought this somewhere down here. I think I chased it because it was very weak compared to the others. But it's not my favorite stock. I wouldn't add to it, even down here. But in case you're interested. All right, next one. Now, it's not this one, it's the one after I want to cover. This one actually, I saw it had bad news, it dropped all the way. And I thought, okay, that's the first time it's had bad news. This one was perfect the whole time for months. Went back up, I trimmed early. I think I trimmed like 419 or something. Then it went a bit higher and back down it goes. This one I've lightened up on because it's done a fantastic job, made a lot of money, sold a little bit on the way up, but not that much recently, but I sold a bit there at 419. Now I'm leaving it and I don't know what I expect, but if it comes back down maybe to 360, might buy it back or something. But this one I'm going to leave. This is a new support, not $4. So, and this doesn't count either, by the way. It's just going to be the old high. So for this one here, I'm just leaving it. Not buying, well, I'll probably sell if we make new highs, that's for sure, especially up here at 480. But I don't see that happening. You need gold to go back and make new highs, which probably won't happen for a few days. And this stock has had bad news recently. So I'd watch it come down and I'd probably buy it back if we're at like 360s or something, maybe. Next one, this is the one I want to talk about. I am gold. This one I did buy yesterday. I forgot to mention that. I did buy very light because it had a hell of a move and it was on bad news. I don't like to buy on bad news because if you have bad days, it'll be the weaker kind of stock. So this one definitely could come back down to, I was looking at it yesterday, 350s, 350s, 360s. But I did buy because of the ascent, because of the horizontal, because of the gap fill, and because I just thought you got to buy something. So it was Metalla and it was Iron Gold that I bought yesterday. That's it. But yeah, in bad news, I think dilution, 20%, something like that. Don't really care. Great stock. I understand why they did it after a big run. Not the worst day to do it on, also before the FOMC flush. So there you go. It came back down. I bought this at 295 and 305. So my average is 3. It was on this drop here, I remember. Since then, huge move. Yeah, so I added there. So there you go. If it keeps coming back down, 350s roughly. But it was a good time to buy, I feel, this gap fill here. I bought not at the absolute low. I bought at 395, 395-ish. I didn't think it was going to do the gap fill, and then it did, whatever. Next one, Equinox. This one I bought down here as like the last addition to my portfolio. I bought it at 5, I've forgotten, 530, 520, 5 something down here. Nice pop, come back down. Honestly, I feel like $5, just above $5 should be strong support around here. So if we do come back down, I don't expect it to flush. But if we do start to close below 520, especially $5, then down we go even more. It's a great stock. It had a bit of bad news, I think, recently, but I think it's just been crushed and it deserves to be like $9, $10. It'll probably end up going all the way back up here. So I thought, this one, looks a bit like iron gold to me, just an obvious win long term. So I decided to add this one because I was looking at this one, B2 Gold, El Dorado. I was looking at and Heckler too, but I just decided to go with this one because it had gone up less than the others. Finding SPSW, this one I'm looking to buy back because this is very high risk. I think high debt, multi metals. This is not a gold and silver pure play, but I'm just looking at it. First of all, huge upside, especially with bull markets. But up we go, down we go. $4 is pretty decent support. Up we go again, 580 resistance. Not sure if I sold this at 580 last time or even recently. I actually don't know. Come back down, higher low, 580. This is triple top. We need it to sort of curl now. I see this as a bit of a support actually, like local medium support. Curl here, go back up, close above 580, and then scream up, and we never visit this place again. So this one I might even buy today. If it comes back down to 450, I might buy actually because it seems to go up with the general commodities. Because platinum, palladium, gold, silver, they're all kind of copper. Obviously, copper's on a crazy run, and some of these mines actually also mine copper and some of these other metals, right? As like residual operational benefit, whatever. So that'll do. I'm not going to cover everything. Let's look at Heckler. That one deserves a little coverage. Look at that. Sold 620. Nice. Hit the resistance. It's nice to see the lines work out. Support should be 6,590. If it keeps going down, well, I don't know if it'll go all the way down to here because it's not useful anymore. Maybe this area, just because of this old, or maybe here because of this candle. Yeah, 520. I don't know. There's a mini gap fill. Don't know. When it's not obvious, then you should really delete the lines. But I feel like watching, especially for Heckler Silver, watch silver hit support. Also starting to watch dollar and yields, that might become relevant. But otherwise, it's different from the prior drops that we were encountering months ago because now we're in a bull market and the trend, and that is always our friend, this time is up. So I'm going to be adding, normally I would go shopping on a day like today where it's a day like yesterday where it was huge drops. But like I said, I just added two. I want to see if there's a bit more continuation because they've gone up a lot. So I don't want to buy too high either when I buy the dip. Anyway, let me know. By the way, do you prefer the chart in this color? Can you see it better? Should I zoom in more? And I need to, well, hopefully the sound worked too, but I want to try and make it a bit more professional. Anyway, enjoy. Good luck to us. Let me know how you feel about the video.